Alright, yeah, we're gonna be busting this big boy down today, weather permitting. The sun was up before, and then it went behind the clouds and it dropped 10 degrees in like a matter of 20 minutes. Hope the sun comes back out or warm it back up. The black one, Black Beauty, whatever you want to call it, put it on late last evening, so it's the weekend now. I got my first hit about half hour ago. They were from Freehold. They asked if I could deliver. I said for a full 1200, sure, no problem. I'll deliver to Freehold. I says, where in Freehold are you? Then of course it's offer up, so they don't reply because they're tire kickers. It's offer up. Craigslist, forget about it. They would have said this is where I'm at, blah blah blah, and I probably would have been on my way already. But I actually just found out something about Freehold. It was just brought to my attention this week, like within the last couple of days, something about Freehold that I did not know. And the crazy thing is, I've been going down to Howell. That's where my uncle lives for the last 3-4 years. I go up and down Route 9. I've been going up and down Route 9 for the last 3-4 years. I had no clue. But hey, I just go where they tell me to go, and the camera catches it all. So that's just interesting, though. Yeah, see, the sun came back out, and I could feel it warm up. But yeah, I made one video yesterday, finishing cleaning the thing up. I was a little agitated. I think it's, like I said, it might be a side effect of that ADHD medicine. They say that agitation is a side effect. So those landscapers were over there with those leaf blowers, and then I started carrying on, and then I started hearing the lip about how I've fallen, people have fallen and then they get back up. I don't need to be told that. I get it. Believe me. I fell 10 years ago. I already got back up. It has nothing to do with that. This was just a brief setback. That's all it is. A shot of memory that brought me down slightly. That's all it is. I'm sure I'm going to get past it slowly but surely. It's just what it is. So, unfortunately, I was, bitching a little bit, so I just took that video down because people don't need to hear that. I get it. I've had a YouTube channel since 2015, and it's been serious now for the last at least year, and nobody ever heard me, bitch or say nothing bad about nothing up until recently. So it was just, a slight setback. I'm getting past it, and it's fine. So I'm waiting for this one to hopefully move on its way. Those who saw the short video of it saw the thing looks mint. I got it on for $1,200 with that bagger, and I'm expecting to get about $1,200 for it. I sold one just like it 2 years ago. 20 months ago, I don't know, for $1,100. And I think that one had a slightly larger deck and a 3-binner. Yup, it did. But, then I started realizing I was letting them go a little bit too cheap. Tractor King Local over there on Long Island, he's killing it on units like this. And even me, I'm getting higher money for him. And I just sold that Devil's Whip, which that's so ironic because that thing came out of that area. Devil's Whip, that Toro wheel horse, for $950. No bag, local. So, and this one's definitely, with the bagger, bigger engine, and just overall newer and nicer. $1,200 is a good deal, especially what I saw at Home Depot. It was like $2,500 for a John Deere, one of those new big box John Deeres, and $2,000 for a Cub Cadet. So what are you gonna pay? And that's without a bag, versus $1,200 for a minty Craftsman with a bag. Which way do you go, right? Go this way. That's why a lot of people buy them used. So that's the idea. So we're just waiting now on that. This is gonna be fun though. I'm gonna wash a few things on this first. Like the motor, it had moss on it. I'm gonna wash that before I take it out of there. I'm gonna test run it with a gravity feed tank and actually see it run well now that I cleaned the mouse nest out of it. I might even touch this bumper up black while it's still on here. And then, I don't know, am I gonna keep this bumper for a machine or sell it, you know, individually? It could even go on this machine. It's the same thing, right? Couldn't it go on there? No, maybe not. No. It's hard to say. Yeah, I think it could. Up here to here, yeah, it's probably the same. I mean, these are basically the same chassis. The only difference is this is the garden tractor. That's a lawn tractor, but chassis were the same. Hood's the same. This part of it's a little bit different. This is the one-piece pan, right? Like the green ones. Yeah, this is the one-piece pan like the green ones. And this one's, you know, separate. This is separate. This piece is separate. There's this big center column. This isn't here on that one. This is kind of like the older style ones, like mine. But this thing's a tank. It would have been nice to get this one. You know, we might get to see it drive real quick. At least test drive it. Would have been nice to fix it, but it just needs too much time and effort. $200 for a gas tank is a no-go. That's the killer right there. Otherwise, I probably would have tried it. But it already leaks gas from that grommet down there. That's not a big deal. I can replace that. But this, showing the way this is already, and knowing that these are $200 kind of kills this thing. And it did. It sat outside. It had to have sat outside a year. And then it's missing this piece. And the clock was right here. It's gone. It fell out. I have a clock to put in there now. But the thing says 2,214.7 hours. That's a lot of hours. Versus the clock that's on this thing now says 600 something odd hours. Because originally I thought that clock said 214.7 hours, and then I look closer and there's another 2, and I'm like, whoa, 2214.7. I was like, nah, that's really high. That is really high. But that goes to show you, though, the older ones were built better. You're gonna get 2,200 hours out of the new ones, like that red one I sold with a plastic transmission. Nah, no way. And the motors, those single cylinder motors, you can get 2,200 hours out of one of them. Nah, you get 5 years out of one of them. And I got one. I picked it up on the day it turned 5 years old, and it threw a rod. It was one of those newer single cylinder pressure lube Briggs engines, and the rod let go right through the block, and that was it. And it was a nice looking machine, so I ended up putting an older motor on it. And now whoever has that machine has a modern machine, a nice looking modern Craftsman with a good reliable motor that'll last them for years to come. But those newer single cylinders, they literally throw rods like it's their job. It's the Chinesium. So, hey, I don't know who let Briggs leave here and go build their stuff in China, but that was a bad idea. Okay, because China is teaming up with Russia, and Russia is taking Ukraine, kind of like the way Hitler did. And there's nothing good about any of that situation, and no one's stopping them. This engine's old enough to be American. It is American, because it's an 04, but it does have the plastic plenum. That one's got an aluminum one. So, if this is an 04, that must be an 03. I gotta check Bob Vila again, because the tractor data tells me. I don't know if that decal on the hood missing is a good or bad thing. I don't know if it's hurting it. I don't know if people are looking at it and going, why does that one look weird or different? Because this is gone. This is what would have been on there, kinda. Something like this. But because this was a Bob Vila, it would have said Bob Vila Craftsman Signature Series. But he peeled these off the hood. They're gone. But you saw it. All black, jet black. It looked good. Black always does look good. Red is probably second best. It depends on what it is. Black and red are always hot. Green, unless it's a John Deere. Those things fly off the shelf. But other machines with these weird colors, you know, they don't sell as fast because it's just like, it doesn't pop. Red pops at you. Black pops in its own way. Red, it particularly pops at you, but black, really, it is what it is. I'm just got it covered up. It drizzled earlier until it sells. Gonna have to move it out of the way so big boy here can start taking its journey into pieces. So deck will come out. Deck will come off, and then I'll end up selling the deck as is, pretty much. Tinker with it a little bit, but deck with one arm needing repair. Somebody else that knows how to weld will come out and get it. Are they both 10 gauge? It's a 10 gauge heavy duty. This is it's 12 gauge heavy duty. So that one, this one's even thicker. This one's even thicker. It's 10 gauge. Huh. I guess the standard decks are 14 gauge. The higher the number, the thinner the steel. So, well, that's enough about me rambling. So, in a little while, we'll start busting this guy down. I think what I'm going to do here, this piece is coming right off. And then I'm either going to list it for sale or save this piece, because I know I'm going to get another one of these with a broken front hood. This I could wipe off with Goof Off real quick, then this will come out. Or I could just leave this in. Then the hood itself, I'll pop off, and I can list the hood as is itself without the front, because this is a $100 bill right here, just this piece. These things I know weren't cheap new. Now I'm gonna have to look up these numbers. I don't even know if they sell these anymore, but this thing, this had to have been about $100. This big ass bumper. I had one, just one. It was a one rung. And these caps were notorious for popping out of here. But even the front axle, I don't know how often these front axles go bad, especially with a sway bar crossbar this thick, half-inch thick steel like this. So, and then this steering wheel is loose, but I think that's just the center cap, the center nut. And this one came out of freehold too. Yeah, see, I think this might just be loose, see? So, but, if it wasn't for this missing, the clock being gone, which that's not even a big deal. I could have covered that up. I have a clock now. The hood being all rough. Starting to get rough here. It's all surface. But then this being the real death blow. This gas tank, right? And then this situation where this arm broke off. It's still there. You can still see a piece of it. It's all welded up under here. That whole piece would have to be cut out first. Then I could take another arm, cut it to size, and have it welded on there. Right? So I'd have to take the deck off, cut that off, take the deck to a guy in Howell I know that does welding. Have him welded on. He'll probably charge at least $60 to weld the arm on, if not more. Right? Because that's not cheap. And then all the other crap that I still have to do to it. I mean, engine-wise, I think she's ready to run now. And this is just like the other one. It's got the voltage regulator right here. This is just higher up. But I don't think this was like this because, you know, this is too dangerous. You put your hand here and get caught. I think there was some kind of plastic thing that went around here too. I gotta look for pictures. Let's see. This is where the clock would have plugged in right here on this T, and it would have went up to there, and it's gone. So, and I don't see it in there, so it probably fell down out and it got run over. So that's gone. And see, this part of it's not bad. It's just sloppy up here. But I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. At least they put the solenoid in a nice, easy, accessible area on this one. That's nice. On some of these mowers, like the MTDs, they're behind, like the back, up under a hard spot to get to. It's really stupid. This one's in a nice, this was smart. They put this in a good spot. But see, it's got the 4 posts, you know, positive, negative, ground, and trigger. If it didn't have ground, that means it would have to be bolted to be grounded. If it has this, it doesn't matter if this thing's flopping around, it'll still work. Of course, you can still mount it down, but air filter was the one thing, you know, it's like he had some service done to it, but it was like half-ass, because the air filter on this thing is minty, but then the oil is dirty, you know, is black, dark black, bad. Look at that air filter though. It's brand new. This is the second V-twin in a row where the sticker is missing. It's annoying me because, you know, usually it would say 22 horsepower, yada yada, 724 cc. And whatever, for whatever reason, it peeled off after 18 years. But yeah, this thing came from Sears the year I graduated. I ran some not so good fuel through here, but I shut it off. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run temporarily, just to run the motor. I'm gonna unhook probably this one, and I'll have a secondary auxiliary gas tank hanging up high with a piece of fuel line that'll come down. It'll hook to this or directly to the carburetor, one or the other, and we'll get to watch this engine run, just to test run it. I'm gonna test run it, test drive it. Can't really test it. I can't test the deck because it's not hooked up anyway. There's no belt hooked up to it. That belt was destroyed. And somebody said what probably happened was the arm broke, the deck came down, and the belt got chewed up because it came out of alignment. I believe it. I definitely believe it. And I don't know why the wheels are missing. I have no clue why the wheels are missing. I don't know if he took them off after, if he had it like that, what the deal was with that. But she's in tough, rough shape. And for the amount of money I could have gotten for it, it's just not worth it. Not worth the time and effort. You know? Take a couple hours, tear it down, and just start taking pictures of piece by piece. 1, 2, you know, rims and tires, 3, deck, 4, engine, 5, seat, 6, transmission, 7, miscellaneous, and then just keep going from there. Like these key switches, I can hang on to them when they go bad, and you know, even this, and see, this is already no good. This gas cap, this shit was falling down in there. So luckily the other one has the same gas cap. It's not doing that because that's no good. But oh, the axle, you know, it'll add up. Hood. So there's 1,000 in parts here. You know, you just go ahead and $350 motor used, $250 transmission used, right? That's 6 right there. 4 good rims and tires for a garden tractor. That's another $100. We're at 7. Electric PTO. Usually they're $100. Somebody said 50. Whatever. We'll go with 50 for now. So what? 750. That bumper, we'll say 75. 750 plus 75, 825. This thing, that brings you to 925. Seat, there's $100. 1,025. What else? The deck, which I didn't even count yet, it's got to be at least still worth $100. 1125. Right? Keep going. See, stuff like this, solenoids, working solenoids, key switches, I usually hang on to. I might even, like a seat like this, I might hang on to if I get a nicer tractor, but it has a, you know, a torn up seat. This is a nice seat, you know what I mean? And, yeah, there's miscellaneous things here and there. That's the bulk of it, yeah. Like I said, front axle, that might be, I don't know. I really don't know. I hear when these break, they just crack because it's cast iron. They crack and break right off. Not like the stamped steel ones where they bend and get twerked. The cast iron ones, they just break. But that's really thick. That would take a hard hit. But I've seen it. I've seen pictures of them where they've been busted, cracked into pieces. So, yep. Yep. But yeah, no, I don't need nobody to, listen, I hear you and I appreciate it, but I don't need anybody to tell me, you know, everybody has a hard time and you bounce back. I get it. Alright? I already had the hard time. The hard time happened when I was younger. It's done and over with. It was just memories of it came back and kind of bit me in the ass. That and the, you know, it might have been a side effect from that medicine. They say irritability is a side effect. So I just took the video down. I didn't need to hear it. You know what? And people don't need to hear it either. So it's unfortunate the way things unfolded in my past. I wish things had gone a little bit better. They didn't have to go, like I said, for certain things, if they had just gone good, that would have been fine. But they went horrible. Horribly wrong. So, but then I get mad and blame other people for it, and then, you know, at the end of the day, it's a lot of it's my own fault. It's the way I acted. So, but it's no backsies. what happens, happens. So when you're young, do the right things. I keep telling people. But this wasn't just a fall. This was a decades long, if not longer, life-altering twister. Okay? They came through and just mangled me. So that's why you don't see me talking to too many females, because this one really did a number on me. And like I said, I don't know. She seemed proud of it for a while. Is that something to be proud of? I don't know. Is it? I guess if you got low self-esteem and you're trying to pick up your own self-esteem and you know you can do that to somebody, then yeah, maybe it made the person feel better. But in general, would anybody want to do that to somebody and then feel good about it? Because if they do, it's sick. It's sick. It's sickening. But I was no saint. But still, this person purposely put me through some hell, and on purpose, yeah. I don't know. It was an absolute disaster. Like I said, a lot of it's a haze, but it was just a very bad situation to be in. And unfortunately, I was put through it. It's the way it goes down. It's the way it went. It's why I'm not on Facebook. It's why I keep to myself. I don't trust people. Okay? Even better people. You know what I mean? Because they did the same thing. The bad people that did me wrong, the people that would have known better and done better, they followed along and did it just to be whatever, part of the crowd. Like that individual. So, or whatever. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't get it. But I'll tell you this. You don't tell my friend in front of other people that I have emotional problems, because it's bullshit. It's not true. It is not true. I got the same thing you had. So how are you going to go there? It was just to boost that person's confidence. And then call me Polish, as in retarded. That one came from the original girlfriend. Talking about, yeah, he's a half-wit. Talk to him like he's a fucking half-wit. And then the whole I don't get it piece. Pfft. Bitch, please. I got it. I had it. I should have been macking it, okay? But whatever. It is what it is. We can't go back. That's what I regret most. Not how things are now. Things are the way they are now. The way I did things in my past and things I missed out on, and that's what I regret, and the way I was thought of. Now, most people have forgotten who the fuck I am. I've been gone so long, and so I really don't care. But and the few that still do remember me and talk shit, I give it right back to them. You know, like this one idiot. I told him exactly what he could do. So, but it wasn't just a fall down. Okay, it was a literal disaster. So, an avoidable one. Totally avoidable. I wish I just wasn't there mature yet. Maturity-wise, in that regard, I was not there yet. And then when I finally got there, too late. So, that's all. So that's the story here with this right now. We're going to get to this in a little while.